So, the final lecture in this series is on this spectrum of spatial matrices, spectrum of spatial matrices and positive definite and negative definite matrices, or that is positive or negative definite matrices. So, here we shall discuss about the spectrum of some spatial matrices. Spectrum of a matrix means that is the set of all eigenvalues of the matrix. So, for any square matrix, for any square matrix A, the spectrum of A, usually it is denoted by sigma A, is the set of all eigenvalues of A. So, here we shall discuss about the nature of the spectrum of some spatial matrices like Hermitian matrices, unitary matrices, etc. So, first recall that a matrix, that is square matrix, a square matrix A is called symmetric if A transpose is equal to A and a square matrix with complex entries, or in other words a square matrix A in C n cross n, that is A is a matrix of size n by n with complex entries, is called Hermitian if A conjugate transpose is equal to A. That we have already seen before the meaning of this conjugate transpose, that we take conjugate of complex conjugate of entries in A and then we take its transpose. Further, this A is called skew Hermitian. A is called skew Hermitian if this A conjugate transpose is equal to minus A. This also we are having other kind of matrices that we will discuss, but before that let us see one example that a real matrix is Hermitian if and only if it is symmetric, but this is not true for complex matrices. So, let us see one example that this matrix A with entries that 1 I 1, this is symmetric matrix, this is a symmetric matrix, but not Hermitian. That one can check easily, because this A conjugate, if we take, then we get 1 minus I 1 and A conjugate transpose, that is also we get that 1 minus I 1. So, this is not equal to the matrix A, therefore, it is not a Hermitian matrix. On the other hand, let us take this matrix B with entries that 1 I minus I 1. So, this is a Hermitian matrix. This is a Hermitian matrix, Hermitian but not symmetric. So, in complex case, matrices may be symmetric, but they are not Hermitian, and matrices may be Hermitian, some matrices, and they may not be symmetric. So, we will have also different kind of spatial matrices that is called unitary matrix. So, a matrix A in C n cross n, that means n by n square matrix with complex entries, is called unitary matrix if A conjugate transpose times A is equal to A times this A conjugate transpose is equal to this identity matrix, n by n identity matrix, or that is same as A conjugate transpose is equal to A inverse. Further, this real unitary matrices, they are called orthogonal matrices. Real unitary matrices are called orthogonal matrices. So, here we shall discuss about the property of eigenvalues or spectrum of Hermitian matrices and unitary matrices. So, in this case we consider this, since we are dealing with Hermitian matrices, they are complex matrices with complex entries, and unitary matrices also they are complex matrices. So, we consider the inner product, the standard inner product on the C n. So, recall that the standard inner product on C n, the standard inner product on C n is given by this x y, inner product of x y is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n x I y I bar, where this x is consist of this x 1 x 2 to x n, and this y, its components are y 1 y 2 to y n, are vectors in C n. So, this standard inner product can also be expressed in this way. So, here we write this x and y, we can take them as their transpose, or in other words, let us take. So, if we take x as this vector, that x1 column vector, basically x1, x2 to xn, and y as this column vector y1, y2 to yn, then this inner product of x and y can be represented as y conjugate transpose times this vector x. So, we shall use this inner product in this form. So, let us have an result for matrices, so that we shall use frequently. So, consider this: for any matrix A in C n cross n, we have A x, inner product of A x with y, that will be equal to inner product of x and conjugate transpose of A multiplied with y. So, this is true for every x and y in this C n. So, this is quite useful. Of course, it not difficult to check this. Easily one can verify like this. Let us start with this inner product x and A conjugate transpose times y. So, from the definition of standard inner product in C n, we can write this A conjugate transpose y, this whole conjugate and transpose this multiplied with x. So, if we consider conjugate transpose of this quantity, then we get conjugate transpose of y, and this conjugate transpose of A, this will be A again. So, we get this A x, and that is exactly the inner product of A x with y. So, this is quite useful. That means, it says that if we consider this inner product A x y, I mean A is multiplied with x, this matrix A is multiplied with x, and inner product of A x y, this will be equal to that. If we like to take the matrix A to the second component, then we have to consider its complex conjugate transpose of this matrix A. So, using this property, we shall study about the nature of spectrum of Hermitian matrices, and that is given in this theorem. So, it says that we consider a Hermitian matrix A belongs to this C n cross n, n by n square matrix with complex entries, be a Hermitian matrix, then we have the following results. First one is the eigenvalues of A are real. The eigenvalues of A are real. Even if this matrix A is a complex matrix, all its eigenvalues are real. So, the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues of A are orthogonal with respect to the standard inner product in Cn. Earlier we have seen that eigenvalues corresponding to distinct eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly independent, but here the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues of Hermitian matrices are orthogonal. So, this second property is this: eigenvectors corresponding to distinct distinct eigenvalues of A are orthogonal with respect to the standard inner product in Cn, inner product of Cn. So, to prove this, we consider eigenvalues. Let alpha and beta be eigenvalues of A with eigenvectors u and v respectively. So, then next we consider here this inner product. Of course, this means that is this A times u is equal to alpha u and this A times this b will be equal to beta v. So, next we consider this inner product, say alpha times inner product of u and v, that is from this property of inner product we can write inner product of alpha u and v, and this alpha u is equal to A u and this is b. So, this can be written as from the lemma that inner product of u A conjugate transpose times v, and this is equal to inner product of u and inner product this A v, because A is Hermitian. This is this we get because A is Hermitian, and then this inner product is equal to u and A v, that is equal to beta v. So, if we take this scalar out, then we get its complex conjugate beta bar times inner product of u and v. So, this whole thing implies that we get alpha minus beta bar times inner product of u and v, that is equal to 0. So, let us say this be equation 1. So, if we take alpha equal to beta, then u equal to v and 1 will be this alpha minus alpha bar multiplied with inner product of u with itself, that is equal to 0, but u is a non-zero vector. So, since u is not equal to 0, we get this alpha minus alpha bar is equal to 0, and this implies that alpha is equal to alpha bar. So, this says that alpha is a real number. So, from here we get that all eigenvalues of a Hermitian matrix are real numbers. So, next, if alpha and beta are distinct, they are different eigenvalues, then this alpha minus beta bar is not equal to 0, and from 1 we get this inner product of u v is equal to 0, that is u and v are orthogonal. U and v are orthogonal. So, it says that the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are orthogonal, and this is how we prove this result. Next, since we are discussing about the nature of eigenvalues of Hermitian matrices, here we can also see the nature of eigenvalues of skew Hermitian matrices. So, the theorem says the nature of eigenvalues of skew Hermitian matrices. So, the eigenvalues of skew Hermitian matrices are 0 or pure imaginary. Skew Hermitian matrices are 0 or purely imaginary numbers. So, this can be checked in the following way. This is analogous to the proof of the previous theorem. So, let us consider A be a skew Hermitian matrix, and this alpha be an eigenvalue, of A with an eigenvector u, then we get in the similar way that alpha u is equal to this alpha u and that is equal to a u, this inner product, and from that lemma we get inner product of u A conjugate transpose times u, and since this A is skew Hermitian, that we get minus A times u, and this is we get u, and this A u is equal to alpha u, so minus alpha times u, and that is equal to we get this minus alpha its conjugate u. So, from here we get, since this u is not equal to 0, we get this alpha is equal to minus alpha bar, or complex conjugate of alpha, that is alpha bar is equal to minus alpha. That means, whenever we are taking complex conjugate, we are getting the negative of that complex number, that is minus alpha. So, this says that alpha is either 0 or pure imaginary. So, this is how we prove that the eigenvalues of skew Hermitian matrices are 0 or pure imaginary numbers. So, next we shall discuss about the nature of eigenvalues of unitary matrices. So, that again we write as a result that it says that eigenvalues of unitary matrices have absolute value 1, that is, if alpha is an eigenvalue of a unitary matrix, then absolute value of alpha is equal to 1. So, let us consider let A belongs to the C n cross n be unitary, matrix, and alpha be an eigenvalue of A with eigenvector x, say. So, now we have this A x is equal to alpha x, taking conjugate transpose on both sides, that A x its conjugate and then transpose. Similarly, on the right hand side conjugate transpose. So, we get that x conjugate transpose times this conjugate transpose of A, this is equal to this alpha bar and conjugate transpose of x. Since alpha is a scalar, its transpose is itself. So, no point of taking transpose of this scalar quantity, or we can write this as x conjugate transpose of x and conjugate transpose of A, that is equal to A inverse, because A is a unitary matrix. So, conjugate of alpha conjugate transpose of T. So, this is true because A is unitary. So, the next we shall multiply both sides by A x. So, multiplying both sides by A x, we get this conjugate transpose of x, A inverse multiplied by A x is equal to alpha bar conjugate transpose of x times A x, or this A inverse A, that is equal to identity. So, therefore, we get this conjugate transpose of x, conjugate transpose of x times x is equal to this A x, value of A x is equal to alpha x. So, we get this alpha bar conjugate transpose of x times alpha x. This is because A x is equal to alpha x. So, now this alpha bar will be equal to mod alpha square, or we get this x conjugate transpose of x times x is equal to mod alpha square times conjugate transpose of x times x. Of course, this is equal to norm of x square, or we get this norm of x square is equal to mod alpha square norm of x square. So, since this x is a non-zero vector, we get mod alpha square is equal to 1 or mod alpha is equal to 1, and this proves the result that the eigenvalues of unitary matrices have absolute value equal to 1. So, another important result that we can prove for Hermitian matrices is that the Hermitian matrices are diagonalizable. So, this is one important property of Hermitian matrices, that Hermitian matrices are diagonalizable. So, in this case we show that for any Hermitian matrix, no generalized eigenvalue of type 2 or more will exist. So, let us consider, let A be a Hermitian matrix. So, our claim is that A has no generalized eigenvalue of type 2. A has no generalized eigenvalue of type 2. So, if this claim is true, then we cannot have generalized eigenvalues of type k greater than or equal to 3. So, if the claim is true, then A cannot have generalized eigenvalue of type k greater than or equal to 3, because that if this matrix A has a generalized eigenvalue of type k greater than or equal to 3, then the chain generated by the corresponding eigenvector will contain an eigenvector. This this will be eigenvector, this we can write as eigenvector. So, cannot have generalized eigenvector of type k for k greater than or equal to 3. So, if this has a generalized eigenvector of type k greater than or equal to 3, then the chain generated by this generalized eigenvector will contain an eigenvector, generalized eigenvector of type 2, and that will contradict to this claim. Cannot have a generalized eigenvector of type k. Therefore, so let us prove this claim. Once we prove this claim is true, then this matrix A will have only generalized eigenvectors of type 1. So, they are those generalized eigenvectors of type 1 are nothing but ordinary eigenvectors. So, this matrix A will have therefore n number of eigenvectors, they are distinct eigenvectors and they are all linearly independent, and hence this will be diagonalizable. So, let us prove the claim. So, to prove the claim, consider that to prove the claim, let us consider that let x be a generalized eigenvector of A of type 2. So, that is this A minus lambda I whole square x is equal to 0, but A minus lambda I x is not equal to 0, where lambda is an eigenvalue and x be an eigenvector corresponding to this is generalized eigenvector corresponding to this lambda. So, here we get that this 0 is equal to inner product of x and 0, and in place of this 0 we can write A minus lambda I whole square x, or from that lemma we can write this A minus lambda I its conjugate transpose times x A minus lambda I times x, this inner product, and this is same as that A minus lambda I x and this inner product A minus lambda I x, because the conjugate transpose of A minus lambda I is equal to A minus lambda I. This is true because this A is a Hermitian matrix, its conjugate transpose will be A again, and lambda is real. So, this is true because lambda is this scalar that is real, that A conjugate transpose is equal to A, lambda is real, and this identity matrix is obviously satisfy that its conjugate transpose is again itself, or in other words we get, so this A minus lambda I x is equal to 0. So, this is a contradiction. So, this is a contradiction because our assumption was that this A minus lambda I x, this is not equal to 0. So, this shows that A cannot have any generalized eigenvalue of type 2 or more. So, all generalized eigenvalue are type 1, which are exactly ordinary eigenvectors. So, therefore, A will have n number of linearly independent eigenvectors, and hence this A is diagonalizable. So, next we shall see this positive and negative, positive or negative definite matrices. So, for this we shall define one terminology that is called Hermitian form. So, let A belongs to this C n cross n, or this is a matrix of size n with complex entries. Then the expression A x x, that is equal to A conjugate transpose A times x for x belongs to this complex this C n is called the Hermitian form associated with the matrix A, called the Hermitian form associated with A. This associated with this matrix A with the Hermitian form associated with A if A is a Hermitian matrix, and this is called quadratic form if A is a symmetric matrix. If A is a symmetric matrix, then this A x x is called quadratic form. So, this symmetric matrix, symmetric real matrix in fact, then this is called quadratic form associated with A. So, next we shall define this positive and negative definite matrices. So, this we defined in terms of these forms. So, let us consider a Hermitian matrix. So, a Hermitian matrix A belongs to this C n cross n is said to be positive definite if the corresponding form A x x, this inner product of A x x is strictly greater than 0 for every non-zero x in C n, and this is A is said to be negative definite, if this corresponding form A x x this is strictly less than 0 for every non-zero x in C n. We also define that positive semi-definite matrices. So, this A is called positive semi-definite semi-definite if this corresponding form AXX is greater than or equal to 0 for every x in Cn. So, here this x may be taken as 0 vector. So, similarly one can also define this negative semi-definite matrices. So, let us see one example of this positive definite matrices. So, this example shows that here we consider a matrix so that this matrix A with entries 2i minus I 2 is positive definite. So, for this we have to verify that the corresponding form AXX is greater than 0 for non-zero x. So, let us consider this vector x as x1 x2 with, of course, this is in C2 and this x is not equal to 0 vector. So, now we consider this form AXX and this can be written in from the definition of this inner product that x conjugate transpose times AX, or this is equal to conjugate of x1 conjugate of x2 and this matrix A, that is 2i minus I 2 multiplied with x1 x2. So, this on simplification or on multiplication, multiplying these matrices, we get that this is equal to 2 times x1 bar plus I times x1 bar x2 minus I times x1 x2 bar plus twice of x2 bar, or rearranging the terms we can write this as x1 bar plus x1 plus I x2 multiplied with x1 plus I x2 its conjugate. One can adjust these terms and get like this x2 bar, and this is exactly the x1 mod square plus x1 plus I x2 its mod square, because they are complex numbers, plus x2 mod square, and this is strictly greater than 0 because x is not equal to 0. This is strictly greater than 0 because this x is not equal to 0, x, that is x1 and x2 are not equal to 0 simultaneously, not equal to 0 simultaneously. So, here whatever may be the values of x 1 and x 2 or whatever this x, I mean that is of course non-zero, we can show that this quantity, that x bar transpose A x, that is always greater than 0. So, therefore, this matrix A is a positive definite matrix. So, similarly, one proves for that negative definite matrices or positive semi definite matrices. So, next let us state that the nature of let us state the nature of eigenvalues of positive definite matrices and negative definite matrices, and of course, we shall not prove this result, just we shall state the nature of the eigenvalues of positive definite matrices and negative definite matrices. So, let A be a Hermitian matrix and matrix, then we will have the following: A is positive definite if and only if and only if its eigenvalues are positive, its eigenvalues are positive. It says that for a positive definite matrix, all its eigenvalues are positive, and for any Hermitian matrix, if its eigenvalues are positive, then the matrix will be a positive definite matrix. Similarly, the second one is like this: A is negative definite if and only if its eigenvalues are negative, its eigenvalues are negative. So, for negative definite matrices, all its eigenvalues are negative, and on the other way, that if for a Hermitian matrix all its eigenvalues are negative, then the matrix will be a negative definite matrix. So, one can prove these results also easily, and here we skip this proof, and that's all for this lecture, and we stop here.